This $6,000 champagne in hand lie flat first class tickets cost me all of $100. Yes, that is my receipts. This is not a joke. This is real life. Okay. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do the same because you too deserve to finesse the system. Don't you think? That's what I thought. Let's get into it. Okay, so the game plan for today is we're going to be booking a flight to Marrakesh, Morocco, and then back to Medellin, Colombia, where I live, right? And if you haven't watched the video before this one, the summary is you do need to have a premium credit card in order to do this, right? Because ultimately what you're going to be doing is transferring the points that you've stacked up on that card to an airline that your credit card is partnered with, okay? So you have your credit card, you have some points. Now it's time to find the perfect flight. This is where Seats.aero comes in. This is one of the many sites travel hacker people use to find first class or business class redemptions. So Seats.aero has a lot of features, but there are two main ways I go about looking for flights. One is with the explore page, right? So when we click on this drop down here, we're gonna see a lot of airlines already. And they've upgraded it to where you could also see what credit cards partner with this airlines, which is like really amazing. So we have Aero Mexico, for example, American Express, Capital One City, Air Canada, American Express, Bills, Capital One Chase, and the list goes on, right? So you do need to click one of these. So you'll be searching for like flights from here. Let's just go with Qatar because it has American Express, Capital One, Chase, City, 4 cards. I would say the explore page is for people who are like really flexible. Let's say your birthday is coming up in like a month or two or whatever, and you don't really have a specific plan. You're just seeing like, you just know you want to like get there in first class or whatever. The explore page is good for you. So you see show flights from, let's say you live in North America and you want to go to, where are you trying to go? You're trying to go to Europe for your birthday. You click that and then boom. So if we just like filter by first class, you see what we just did, all those like options like show up. So we see with Qatar Airways, we could like find a flight with the first class redemption for 68,000 points, which is like not bad, from JFK to London Heathrow, right? Pretty amazing if you ask me. Boston IAD, which I forget what that is, sorry. Oh wait, I could click on, see, boom, we're learning. This is the Washington, Orlando. You have options, right? But let's say you're not really trying to go to London Heathrow, but you know you want to get to Europe. What do? You want to go to Spain? Okay, Madrid. So MAD, that is the airport code. So that's how you filter. So that is the beauty of this search bar. You could put in the airport that you're looking for, or where else is in Europe? What is the Paris like code? CDG. Oh, they don't have a flight going to Paris. Why? Well, that's just how Seats.aero works, okay? They have a database and they just show you what they have in their database, like the information they have. I also typed CGD instead of CDG. Look at that. They do have Paris, come to find out. Fuck. This video, like this is as chaotic as it can get, but basically you're looking for a flight North America to Europe. This is how you find the points redemption, right? So they don't have first class available, but they have business class with Qatar. Okay, let us try Virgin Atlantic. I feel like I know a lot of people who fly that. So let's go from Europe to Asia, right? So boom, I know like Tokyo is like NRT or some shit. Look at that. Boom. So they have business from CDG. That is Paris. We just looked that up. So basically how you use the explore page is you put the airport code in the search bar and that would like filter things out, right? So let's say your birthday is, when is your birthday? August 21st. Okay. You're trying to fly the day before, August 20th. You go 2025 08 20. Boom. You only have one flight from Paris to Tokyo. So that's basically how you use the explore page. Amazing. Now let's go over to the search page. I like the search page because you do not have to filter by airline. You just see what's available. So again, your birthday is still August 21st and you're trying to go on August 20th. Or let's say you're flexible. You could add plus or minus 3 days, or you could do up to 7. I believe if you have the pro version, it could get you up to 180, but we don't have that right now. So we're sticking with what we have for free. So the search page is for if you already have a main idea of what you want to do. So let's say you live in Texas and you know, you would either be flying out of like the IAH airport or what's Dallas, DFW or something like that. I know my airport codes, okay? It's called, he's a seasoned traveler. Thank you very much. Never mind. So right, so what I love about this one is you can just like filter by airports, right? Let's say we're trying to go to Madrid again. Okay, we really like Spain for whatever reason. We've been learning Spanish. I have videos on how to learn Spanish. So definitely go watch. What is the Barcelona airports? I'm not really sure. Look at that, BCN, right? You search. Oh, boom. Oh my God, look at that. Look at all these options we have. See, so look, it has the program, it has the airline, right? So you just see all of them at once and you see where it's coming from. So you see DFW. And oh my God, amazing. You could filter, you could make this 100. So you could see more at once and you don't have to be searching so many pages, right? So it would show you where it arrives and then it would show you the points you need to spend. So look at this one. It tells you need to spend 99,000 points and 33 US dollars. Because remember how we always still need to pay for the fuel that they want to put inside their tank, right? So two things to keep in mind. If it's blue, it means there's a connection. If it's green, it means there's no connection, right? So we like, let's say we like this Alaska Airlines flights that's going from DFW to Madrid direct. We click on I, and then we go to business, and then we see all the options that Alaska has for us, right? So we see 55,000 points, and then we see we still need to pay $18, right? You do not book from Seats.aero. You would then go to Alaska Airlines website to find the flight. I would say my number one rule for trying to book this whole thing is flexibility. Why? Because sometimes there are better redemptions from, like, for example, if you live in Houston, but the better redemption is in Dallas, you might just have to do a quick drive, right? So we're only seeing DFW right now, right? Let's look for IAH. Boom, look at that. To get to Madrid or Barcelona, there is no flights from Houston. You see what we're talking about flexibility, baby? Let's do another example. Let's say you want to go to this like Tokyo, right? So you have an NRT. I also just did some Googling, and Tokyo also has the HND airport, right? And you can position yourself from anywhere in the US. Boom, crack, USA, baby. These are the large airports. You could also do things like if you're loyal with like American Airlines and you have flights with them or whatever, you could also filter like that. So let's just say USA to Tokyo. Boom, look at what they're giving us. Business class, 60,000 points. That is not bad at all. From the US to Japan, girl, if you do not take that flight right now. So my favorite part about the search page is it is not limited to one specific airline, and you get to like filter this way with like adding like the country or like specific airports. Seats.aero, we found the flights we want, right? So we've talked about your birthday. Now it's time to talk about mine. Okay, it's not all about you. Mine is March 18th, so make sure you get me something nice. And I wanted to go to Morocco for my birthday, right? Let's say I want to travel like a week out because I have time. I found a redemption with Seats.aero that I liked for March 11th, right? So let's go to the Seats.aero website. We log in all the things or create an account if you don't have one already. Now, as you might have noticed, some flights, depending on where you're going, where you're coming from, don't have like first class. They would have business class, which would typically be a lie flat seat. So in my books, that is first class, okay? If there's no one in front of you on the plane, you are first class, okay? So I don't know. So yes, they have first class tickets here, and look, they want us to pay $6,000. Who the fuck is gonna do that? Definitely not me. So, but we just want to see just for fun. So we go back up and we say modify, and we say book with points. So the day we found for booking with points on Seats.aero was March 11th. So boom, look at that. We'll be going from New York to Marrakesh with a layover in Lisbon. Look at that. Whoa, 60,000 points. Looking very hot and sexy over there. Also, something you need to keep in mind, especially with, I don't know how other people do it, but with Air Canada, they sometimes have this hoax where it would show mixed cabin. So this flight is going to London Heathrow first, then it would lay over as well in Lisbon. So from New York to London would be in economy. So if you see mixed cabin, you kind of want to stay away because you want like the business first class experience. Who's disturbing me? Gabe, you should be in class. Why are you texting me? You need to learn how to book this first class flight. So yeah, stay away from those mixed cabin junkies. So we found the flights on the Air Canada website. We know it's real. It's time to book it. So it's also time to transfer points from our credit card to the airline. So I go over into my Capital One account and I look for where the transfer partners are. I find it. and I'm about to transfer my points, but I also have Chase credit cards, and just for funsies, I'm like, let me see what's going on with Chase. So I head over to my Chase and I find out that, oh my God, Chase was actually running a promo when it was time for me to book this flight. You get a 20% bonus. So I was like, oh, I would definitely be doing that. So I did transfer my 60,000 points from my Chase account to Air Canada's membership, and boom, I got 72,000 points. So that is another like little tiny hack you want to keep an eye out for. Sometimes these cards have like different promos that run at different times. So keep an eye out, because that would also help you win more. You know what I mean? And actually, we talked about this in the last video, but at the time of booking this flight, I actually didn't have enough points on my Chase Sapphire Preferred, which was the card I used to book this flight. But I had enough points on my Freedom Limited. So I just combined points. You could do this on the website or in the app. You just combine, you like transfer all the points you've built from one of your cashback cards to your premium travel credit card, because again, that's the only way you can then transfer to these airline partners. You can't transfer points from your Freedom Unlimited to Air Canada. It doesn't work. But if you have a cashback card, just keep stacking up your points, and then eventually when you open a premium travel credit card, you would do the swoop. So I transfer my points, I get my 20% bonus. This is really exciting. I book my flights. Amazing. Okay, now it's time for me to come back. So how am I doing that? I am actually going to be going from Morocco to Madrid, Spain. And then from Madrid, I would come back to Medellin. Why? Because I found a flight from Madrid to Medellin, Colombia, direct, 10 hours, boom. We're just going to come one time, right? Trying to find something from Morocco, was going to go back like into the US, and I was going to have to find a flight. Too much. So initially when I was looking for the flights, I just was like, okay, let me just stay in this Air Canada ecosystem because I've already transferred some points here, right? So I look for a flight from the Madrid to Medellin, and they're asking me for 45,000 points for economy. And I was like, I don't really know about that. Something about that wasn't really like vibing with my soul. And this flight was also going to be on Avianca. And you could see that because like when you're looking to book the flight, it would show you what airline it's going to be, right? So I'm like, 45,000 points with Avianca on Air Canada. I don't know how I feel about that. So I go to Avianca's website, and that flight with points was not listed there. Like they actually didn't have flights for the dates I was looking for. So I just hold that thought. I'm like, this trip is still out in the future. Like I don't need to book it just yet, right? So I wait. Like a week or two goes by, and I just like go back to the Avianca website, and look, that same flight that I found on Air Canada, I found this on Avianca for like 29,000 points, which is 16 points less than what Air Canada was asking for the exact same flight. So I'm just trying to explain that sometimes it really is, like sometimes this shit can really take strategy. Like I be in here with my laptop like ski wap, like really trying to finesse the shit. But the more you do it, the more you're gonna be like, you want 90,000 points from me? Why? For what? You're just going to start understanding what is a good redemption, what isn't. So yeah, that's the vibe. I use Seats.aero to like narrow down my options, see what's available. Then you go to the website of whatever airline the redemption is from, right? You transfer your points from your credit card to the airline, you book your flight, you're on your merry way. Easy peasy lemons crazy. If you found this video helpful, please let me know by leaving a like or a comment. And if you have any questions, comment as well. Yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you how I stack up my points. Like what credit cards do I use? What is my strategy? And basically how this stuff has really become my new addiction. So yeah, don't tell my therapist, but you know, check it out.